Hello guys and welcome to a new vlog. So rainy season sabotaged my plans once again because I wanted to record the main portion of this video at a really pretty location where we took a walk earlier this morning, but it started pouring rain like crazy, so I couldn't really do that. But I don't want to waste that footage that I filmed earlier at the morning, so I will include that now, and then after I will be back to you with the topic that I know all of you guys want to hear about and why you clicked on that video. So I will be back to you guys with that in a few minutes, but first we are just here at some like random mountain area. It's not like a visited spot or anything like that, so it doesn't even have a name. It's just an area where there are some farmhouses and many farmlands and rice fields and like fruit plantations. Just one of our relatives have a land in the area, so that's how we know about this place. And we used to come here a lot with Pixel because she really likes walking around in these kinds of areas. Since I came back to the Philippines, we never came to this place because there are so many other locations we discovered, but today we thought we will come here with our nephew because they also have a dog Bailey. Ah! No, Bailey! No! Pixel is also going. Pixel! Hi! This is Pixel's hobby instead of swimming. I really like this area though because it's a perfect like proof for what I'm always saying in my videos, that the Philippines is so beautiful everywhere. There are so many cool spots to discover and so many beautiful nature everywhere surrounding you. Just look at this place. It's so beautiful and peaceful, and like I said, it's not even like a visited area at all other than like locals or people who have land in the area. So yeah, it's just a proof for what I'm always saying, that everywhere you go, you will find so many beautiful spots here. There are even carabaos in the area, so that makes the place 10 times better. That one is so cute, and it's making the view even more pretty. This is like my favorite kind of like Philippines view, just beautiful river, mountains, forest, and carabao. Oh, it's so cute. See, I told you that there are many farmlands in the area. There's, for example, a huge like banana plantation. That's so cool because they are so tall. I don't usually see banana trees to be this tall, and it even has bananas growing on it and the banana heart. I really enjoy seeing how all these local fruits and vegetables are growing because they are like very exotic in Hungary. Sometimes these fruits are even hard to find in Hungary, so to actually like see it how it grows, it's just really cool to me. Okay guys, I'm back home and finally it's not raining. It's the exact opposite now. Finally I can tell you everything that I've been collecting lately, everything that I was like kind of doing like behind the scenes, things that I didn't include in my vlogs, because yes, like you can see it in the title of this video, me and Jonathan are getting married. And of course I wanted to share this news with you because of course it's a really important personal event in my life, and other than that, the whole like process of getting ready for this, everything we had to get fixed was like really interesting. So I just wanted to guide you through like the whole process, everything that we were doing. I'm also hoping that this video can be useful for other couples who are like Filipino with foreign partners, so at least I can like give you a whole idea of what to expect and things that you will also have to do if you are planning to get married here in the Philippines. So the first thing we did when we started this whole journey was of course to collect all the requirements, to get an idea where to start at all, and doing that I messaged the Hungarian embassy, plus we also visited a local city hall, because in order to get married here in the Philippines, every couple has to apply and get like a marriage license, and to get that there are like different kinds of requirements, different kinds of documents that you will need to get. It's the same for local couples also, but of course our case was a little bit different since I'm a foreigner, so some documents I needed were different than if we were both like Filipino citizens. Based on the email from the embassy, it could have been really difficult because they listed a lot of things that the local city hall might ask, but thankfully I didn't really need any of those, only the basics. For Jonathan, as the Filipino part of the couple, needed just a birth certificate and a senomar, which is basically a document from the government that proves that someone is not married already or was not married previously. On my side, I basically needed almost the same things: a birth certificate and a document from the embassy that is also showing that I'm not married back in my home country or well anywhere else in the world. And luckily the Hungarian embassy was amazing and I could fix everything, almost everything, through online applications and emails. I only needed to go to the embassy once in person to pick up my documents. So that was the time when we went to Manila to BGC to pick them up, and some of you guys are so good at it. Some of you guessed it in the comment section when I was posting a vlog in BGC. You were saying that, oh, maybe I'm getting married because why else would I be going to the Hungarian embassy? And you were right. That's definitely why we went there, to pick up my documents for the marriage license. So this was all we needed to get the marriage license, and really I'm very thankful for that, because it could have been a lot more complicated. There could have been requirements for me to get some documents that I would need to send to Hungary, and they will have to do something with it there and then ship it back to the Philippines. It would have been a really long and complicated process, but thankfully I didn't need any of those. And that depended on the city hall that we chose, because it was them who told us the exact requirements that they asked. So this is like a tip for any of you who are maybe also planning to get married here, that if you are going to a city hall and the list of requirements are too long or complicated, then maybe it's worth it to check out a different city hall, because some might not ask all that complicated things, just the basics, like in our case. So yeah, I hope this information can help some of you. So yes, after we collected all of this, we went back to the municipality hall or like city hall to submit our documents. We had to fill up a really long application form with all kinds of personal details, and then we were scheduled for a counseling appointment, and that is something that is definitely unique to the Philippines. So I was really excited to see what that whole counseling thing is going to be about. And when we went there, I actually have footage from that day, so I'm just going to put that now and then explain like everything else that I failed to explain on that day after. These are the documents that we need to fill up. What is this? It's our marriage counseling book. And oh yes, our details. To be able to get a marriage license, we need to undergo like a marriage counseling course, which is going to be like a 30-minute discussion. I don't really know about what. But we also got these little books, which is, I guess, a test book. It's a test book if we learned well what they will be talking about, and it's all in Tagalog. We submitted the application form for the counseling, and now just waiting for someone who will do it or who will give us this speech or education, or I'm not really sure what. While waiting for the counselor, he didn't arrive yet, so we were sent to get our couple trees. So we came to a garden in a nearby area. So it's a thing which I didn't know. I don't know if it's just in this area or everywhere in the Philippines, but basically they told us that towards to get the marriage license, we need to donate 2 trees, and it has to be specifically fruit trees. Except the salesperson is sleeping and we can't wake him up. he's not waking up. Is that working? Maybe he will wake up. We didn't really get another chance because it's the only garden in the area and we can't really go far because we have an appointment at the counselor, but it's a really difficult place to get a fruit tree at. Success! The horn of the arrows helped a lot. There you go, we found cute calamansi tree and we are buying a third one which we are going to bring home. It's a lot better than the one we have because it already is growing little calamansi. So now we will hurry back to the city hall, but that's such a cute idea. Planting a tree is of course good for the environment and it's also like a really beautiful symbol, especially that it has to be a tree which grows fruit. So I really love this idea. So that's what happened. It was really funny because I was thinking like, oh, how funny it is that we can't get married because we can't get a tree because someone is sleeping. So yeah, we got everything we needed at the end, but it's going to be like a fun memory from that day. So we donated our trees and then at the end we also filled up that little booklet because it turns out that the way how it works is that you fill up the booklet, just give the answers that you think is correct, that applies to your relationships, and after, I guess the counseling would be that they will read through it and if they find anything problematic about it or like questionable or something, then they will like guide you through it and like push you to the right answers, I guess. We never learned it because at the end we didn't even attend the counseling because the person who would have give this like education or the speech or something to us got late and the city hall felt really awkward that we are waiting for so long, so they just told us that okay, we don't have to go, they will just give us the license. And I'm actually a bit disappointed about that because I was so curious what the whole thing is going to be about. But just based on the little like booklet thing alone, it was really interesting to see like what types of topics that are thought to be important regarding like marriage and relationships here in the Philippines, because many things were different than things that would be talked about in like Hungary. So I really enjoyed filling this up. The whole thing was in Tagalog. There's actually an English version, so if you guys are getting the same, then you can ask for an English version, which we didn't know, and the lady just like kinda didn't realize that she should give an English one, but it was fine. At least it was also my daily like Tagalog practice for that day. The main categories in that booklet were like things regarding like problem solving in a relationship, how to handle like a fight or argument situation, and then there were like a whole long section about family, like in-laws and questions related to both part of both couples' family. And that was really interesting to see because it's something that is very like typical about the Philippines, because family here is very important, and families here are often like kind of more involved in relationship than like in Western countries, because here it's more common that more generations live under one roof for longer time. So all the details and questions related to that was really interesting to see. And then there were another really long section about like religion and going to church, so that was another like interesting part. People in Hungary are actually often surprised that the Philippines is a really religious country, so it made perfect sense that there were a whole section about like church visits and all those kinds of things. And then besides this, just there were like a lot of very personal questions related to all areas of a relationship. I really enjoyed it because it showed like an insider idea about the local life here and the point of view of people and the local values. So that was like something that I was happy to be able to experience, because it's something that you won't learn about or won't like get to experience if you are just here as a tourist. So since we successfully completed our counseling and donated our trees, finally we got our marriage license. And then basically that was all like the paperwork side or like the legal side. I'm definitely sure that there are going to be a lot more things to fix and a lot more paperwork after the wedding, because it's going to be again a little bit different as I'm a foreigner and we will have to go through a whole lot of things to make the marriage legal in both countries. So of course that was just like the legal side of things, and the more fun side is of course all the personal matters. And another like personal thing that we had to get fixed was of course the rings, and that was actually really funny because I am and we are both not like big jewelry people at all. As you can see, I'm never wearing any jewelry, I just don't really like it. So of course I had like no clue about like my ring size or anything like that. And it's funny because I can tell you that we went back so many times to get our rings resized, that until the point that we already felt like awkward going there and telling that, oh, it's a little bit like too loose now, it's a little bit too tight now. And actually we had to go back today again, and luckily for the last time, and at this time I was documenting it for you because I think it's really interesting how it's done. So here's that footage now. This is the like jewelry section, and it has like jewelry shops, but besides that there's like some repair shops. They have like new jewelry shops and like pawn shop kind of thing, and repairs next to it. It's like how I told you that everything similar is conveniently in like one area. So if you need like something, then you will be able to find that and everything related in one spot. So we will just wait a bit and get it done here. That is a success. It was really easy. This was like part of our practice, getting used to fixing things around the public market area, and I really like to watch how he do it, because he has all these like retro like old tools, and he can do like such like a sophisticated work on this jewelry with them. So for me it's really interesting to watch. So yes, finally this time it was really a success, and basically it concludes everything that we've been fixing lately. Like I said, more things will come more like after the wedding is done, but I'm really happy that I could share all this with you guys, and I really hope that it was useful for any of you who might be also planning a wedding here in the Philippines. And I also hope that you liked listening to the story, but this is all that is going to be for this video. I think it's already getting quite long, so thank you so much for watching it. If you liked it, then please subscribe, and I will see you next time in my next vlog. Bye!